goal today, do some power snatching. That's not the main focus. In fact, I don't want to push it crazily, but ideally I'd go up to at least 95, and if it feels really good, maybe try 105 again. But just singles up to there, and then some heavy cleans, potentially a heavy clean double with 140. If it feels really good, maybe a little bit more than that. And then same thing with jerks from the rack, so I'm going to separate cleans and jerks in this session. Then some front squats. I would like to get up to 170 for a double, but just really depending on just how the weights are moving. And then potentially some RDLs after that. The RDLs is the exercise that I'm willing to push off to the next day. So really the main focus or the crux of this is the cleans and the jerks, and then front squats, you know, obviously those are kind of tertiary, but the power snatches are just, I just like doing snatching in like most sessions. It just feels good to start out with that. But I also, with the power snatches, want to stay a little bit, keep my feet more narrow and not spread my feet out super wide with them. I have been kind of doing Iranian powers with the snatching just because I haven't been confident to like catch it at parallel. So I just want to slowly, you know, lower the level as I'm catching it, and do that with the power snatches instead of going out wider. Just catch it lower. The cleans are just going to be cleans. 140 for a double should be pretty routine. The jerk double with 140 should be routine, but we'll just have to play that by feel with that. But I haven't really stretched much, so we're just going to warm up the bar. I shouldn't need to warm up a ton. I don't feel that fatigue from the previous day's session, so I should be good. I waited a while to come out here to train because it's super hot, and I didn't want to sweat to death. I was potentially going to go to the gym, but I decided against that just because I just didn't feel like it. But it was 90. I think it's still close to 90 degrees out, but it's like 7:30, so it's going to start to cool down. I have the fan blowing on the phone to keep it from catching on fire, but I need to make sure that I also don't catch on fire. Not in a positive way, but in a literal way. But it doesn't feel too bad out. The only way to really see is to start training. But I think I have a good plan for the day. I think like the minimum goals that I set out will be good. For like cleans, like I said, double the 140. Jerks, I would like to double 140 with that as well. And then front squats, I want to double 170 because I missed that earlier in the week and it was like 95% of the way up and it just slid off of my front rack. So I would like to do that, but front squats can kind of be finicky. So if I just do 170 for a single, I'd be happy with that. If I do the double how I did earlier in the week, or like it feels light like it did when I did the front squats a couple days ago, I might do 180 as well. Not 180 for a double or anything, but just do it for another single and just kind of keep building that tolerance up. Because that's really where my front squat's at now, is not so much that my legs aren't good enough to do 180 or to do even more, but I just don't have the kind of like neurological tolerance to do those heavy weights. So I just kind of have to get the practice with those. And then probably, I guess we'll kind of see, like maybe tomorrow I'll do some front squat, or I mean some back squat volume. But what I have usually found with the back squat to front squat kind of ratios of training is that if I'm trying to do a lot of volume in the front squat, as far as a lot of repetitions, it does help, but it just beats up my wrist and front rack too much, and it puts my upper back at a risk. Like, it just, I'm not built for them very well, so it's kind of a struggle to do them. And as I do more reps, my positions break down really rapidly, which you could argue is more reason to do them. But if I'm going to do reps, say if I wanted to do a 5x5 in the front squat, I would have to do it at like 120 kilos, and it's really hard for me to push that weight up. But if I'm doing back squats, I have more leeway with the positions, and it's easier for me to do higher reps with them, so I'm able to do just more volume. With front squats, it tends to not be that I fail reps with higher reps. It's my front rack and like the mobility, not even the mobility, like I have the mobility, it's just the stability of the front rack just breaks down faster than anything else that I do. So I've rambled on long enough. We're gonna hit some power snatching, and we're strapping up for those for the power snatches today, just to make sure I'm not doing anything. Well, I just feel like using straps, frankly. So get those set up. Still pretty hot, but had a quite productive day getting stuff down around the house. So we got 5 people here watching me ramble about nothing. Time to warm up. sweating quite a bit already, which, I mean, it makes sense having these pants on and then I have pants underneath. I don't know why you're laughing at me, Ash. I'm trying my best out here, bud. But it's just going to be the nature of the beast on a day like this. I'm just going to have to manage mostly like my hands and stuff, so I'm obviously not slipping with a bar. But it's another benefit of straps is you can get away with not using as much chalk. But get these knee wraps on, start throwing some weight on the bar. But I was able to get all of the clothes in my house moved to the new, I guess, my roommate's old room, now my new storage room, or clothing room, I guess, and get it all organized, which took quite a while because I did it with all of my clothes that I own. So I was happy with that, and I deep cleaned the kitchen and got a bunch of stuff thrown out, which is really nice. So really, the deep cleaning will continue for a couple more weeks for sure, and just getting stuff thrown out, and then I can start looking back and working towards whatchamacallit, starting to like actually deep clean. Like now my deep cleaning is just getting stuff thrown out, but eventually I want to get to the point where I'm actually like wiping stuff down. Like I wiped one of the windowsills down, like all these little things to do. Start working at those more, but just getting stuff out and thrown away is always the better. Can you go outside, please? I am outside, brother. That's outside. Whoop, that's the outside. I'm outside in the shed. Time to start doing some power snatching. So the focus of power snatching today is still the same as with my snatching, to really feel that second pull as long as I can, but also I'm trying not to spread my feet out to do like an Iranian power. I'm trying to keep my feet more similar to where I would catch it if I was going into a full snatch. Catch it lower instead of wider. It's not that big of a deal, but it's better for technique, I think. Feels good. It's nice that I had to spend a ton of time stretching out my shoulder and stuff. It just shows that it's getting looser and better. I'm trying. Thankfully, it's hard to, well, you wouldn't be able to see from here, but all above it and around it are trees, so it's shaded really well, and it's built into the side of a hill. So it doesn't, in the shed, whatever temperature is outside is what it's in here, but it doesn't accumulate too much heat. And Samurai Jack, that's a dumb question if you watched my list. I'm not that strong. You know, we'll just throw like weights like this on. We'll load weird. I thought about doing 10 kilo jumps, but because the focus is in power snatches, I'm just going to take the harder ones. So that first rep is 50 kilos. This one will be 60. I'll just go 50, 60, 80, 95, and then see if there's more there. But for how long these things. Samurai Jack. Goofball. If you hear that buzzing, I have a bug light over on the side. He's safe from getting eaten alive. Alright, so 60, same as the first rep, just a single, just a power snatch. Trying to keep my feet in a natural catching position and not super wide. Feels pretty good. 80 will tell us more though. 40 and 60 always feel good. Everything feels like it goes in the right path, but 80 kilos will, it's kind of like the first test. If anything hurts, but also if like I'm actually moving the bar well. I guess I could have thrown the blue on, but we've already committed to the yellow weight. So now we're going to do 80. MAGA weight to get big and MAGA protein too? I don't even understand that statement. Are you talking about the American flag? I don't know, dude. I'm just lifting weights, isn't trying to feel that second pull as long as I can, and then just move well underneath. Forward on that one, but I was happy with where my feet were. So that's usually where I start to cheat the powers and start spreading my feet out too wide instead of just trying to catch it lower. So it was not too bad. It's fake weights. Meth shed is where the magic happens. Hey, do you see all the stuff in here? I'm not doing anything other than lifting weights out here, brother. I actually I used to have, where I'm standing, I used to have my lawnmower and yard stuff, but I leave that outside. So this is literally just it's just a training studio essentially, but it is fake. You think 175 pounds is fake weights? Hey, squat more. I'm gonna squat today. I'm gonna do some front squats. Now you just got, I hope not. I mean, these are from Titan. They're pretty good for fake weights. Maybe I should be I mean, if they're fake weights, I should be an actor, because I'm able to make, if these are fake, make them look heavy. But that was 80 kilos, so 175 pounds. We're gonna go up to 95 kilos, which is 210 pounds. And if that feels weird, I'm just gonna stop there, since the focus of the session is not snatching. But if that feels good, maybe try to do a power of a little bit more. So play it out, I feel. Now I kind of put myself in a bind, so I think I'm going to have to take this off and put a red on. Even if I stop it this way today, especially on days where I'm just doing power snatches, I want to develop the tolerance to not just go, 60, 80, 90, and then try 100. Like, I want to keep going from 80 to 95 because it's a larger jump, but it will slowly inch up the attempts I make, hopefully above 100. Just be more consistent with heavier weights. If they're real, they will take off your clothes. So right now, I just put on 95 kilos, which is about 210 pounds. I think technically it's 209. But everything I have is kilograms. So the conversions to pounds will be weird weights, but 95 kilos. So if you want to get the exact conversion, you can probably tell me. But I believe it's 209 in like maybe point something. But we'll do a power snatch here. This might be the last one. Feels good. Then we'll do one more. But then we'll do some clean doubles and then jerks and whatnot. All right. Kind of went back to what I mentioned I was trying not to do and spread my feet out. But the weight felt pretty good, like the pull and everything, and I caught it in a good spot, but spread my feet out a little bit too wide. But I mean, it is power snatching, so it isn't the end of the world. Just something nice to, think about, I suppose. But yeah, I don't bench press anymore. So that still felt good, so I'm gonna load up 105 and see what happens. This one might end up just being a full rep, but either way, it'll be the top set. Then on to cleans. But Randy, I don't even know, brother. But 105, so this is like 231 pounds. honestly pretty close to powering it, and reps like that with power snatches I'm happy with, because I was trying to fight it to stand up with it before, you know, having to go all the way down, and just wasn't able to. Obviously the weight pushed me down, but still felt good. And it's nice to that's the second time that I've missed that power snatch but caught with a regular snatch, which is good because it's telling me that even with spreading my feet out too wide on some of the full powers, I am still doing it well enough and putting it in a correct position that if I miss the power, then I just do a full snatch. So happy with that. I definitely was trying to fight it and trying to not, you know, have it bottom out in it, and so that was an improvement from the last time I tried. So a couple days ago when I tried to power snatch at this weight, it was truly just a full snatch. But thank you, Leverage. So Daniel, that's a really interesting question. So I've never passed out from doing a snatch or clean or deadlift. I have gotten that, so how I just did a snatch there, if you know what a muscle snatch is, I have, sorry, I saw something that said the message was held for review, so probably not a nice message, but a muscle snatch, so setting up just like that, but instead of, you know, jumping under like that, you're just kind of muscling it up. And if you know what I'm talking about, just look it up on YouTube, you'll see what I mean. But when I do one of those, what I have found is that I built up a tolerance to where I don't really get the feeling anymore, but I think because your head's down how I was at the start and then it goes up, the blood pressure change always makes you feel woozy, but I've never passed out from it. Same with like power clean plus overhead press. I've sometimes had that feeling. The closest I felt actually ever of passing out was a front squat, which is hilarious because I've never, like, of all the issues I have with front squatting and whatnot, I've never like passed out or anything from it. But I set up for a front squat and I guess I had it too far back, and so it was pushing on my carotid, and I literally started to do the rep and I just immediately dropped it because I was like, oh my goodness, like I was, you know, you're starting to pass out, so you obviously don't want to, but never like 100% where I was like unconscious. You just start to get a feeling and then you just kind of, you know, stop. If it's like that front squat, like I mentioned, like you just stop doing it. But for like the muscle snatches or overhead press, it's usually like right at the end of the lift, and you just kind of take a deep breath. And it's never been like to the point where I'm like actually like stumbling around. I just kind of like I'm like standing there going, all right, I need to chill for a second, but never actually passed all the way out, which is good. I failed lifts and stuff, obviously, but never like passing out. But specifically for weightlifting, since it's always a tricky answer because it's 2016/17 I started dabbling in the movements, and I was still powerlifting at that point. And the end, I think, of the year 2017, I did a powerlifting meet and a weightlifting meet within like a month of each other. And after I did the powerlifting meet first and then the weightlifting meet, and once I did the weightlifting meet, I was like, this is so much more fun, and the actual competition was more fun than a powerlifting meet. So then I was basically doing weightlifting full time from then. And so like I guess 2018 technically, but I was like actually training weightlifting prior to that. I was just doing a lot of powerlifting stuff too. So it was tricky because I didn't have like a hard start and stop between the two. But I need to get set you guys over here. So I can see if there's more questions. See if I get to stand there. Please stay. It doesn't want to stay. We'll take the charger out for now. Okay. Olympics? No, I'm not on those supplements to get to the Olympics. Plus, I'm gonna be 31 soon, so I'm too old to actually get there. But now to set up for clean. So no knee wraps for clean. I'm gonna put my sleeves on for them, really for the rest of the session. I prefer having wraps for snatches on, or lighter sleeves, because it gives you a little bit more mobility in the bottom. Cleans is not as important. Same with squats. Oop, thought my phone was gonna fall off, but nope, no Olympics for me. Unless they have an Olympics just for school teachers. I'm too curious. I have to look at the message that got flagged. See if there's another one. I think there's just one. Goofy comments. But yeah, now I'm gonna set up for doing some clean doubles. Just need to get my sleeves on. I'm probably not gonna use a belt today. It's because it's out in my car and I don't feel like getting it. But might be a good idea to get so I can push a little bit heavier. So I might run out there and get it at some point. We'll see. But we do got one sleeve on. It's a big reason I wear long pants for training sessions like this is you're able to get your sleeves on a lot easier than if you don't have it on. I'm trying to turn this so it can actually sit normally. I do double with 70 kilos, 100, and then 125, and then 140, and maybe more. If I could do a double with 150, I'd be quite happy with that, but honestly, a double with 140 I'd be happy with. My calves are too large. It's terrible. Whew. It's half the workout is getting sleeves up over my calves. My goodness. Alright. So I do think I'm going to go run and get my belt. So I think for the front squats, that would be good to have. Clean's not so important, but they do help. Helps with everything but snatches. Alright. So I'm gonna leave you guys for a second. I'm gonna run out to my car and grab my belt. But I live in a small house, so it'll be just a minute. We're back. We're gonna set up for cleans now. So we gotta strip the weights off. Well, at least get 70 up there. now we're on to cleans. So even though I want to do a top set double, I'm going to do doubles on the way up as well. Really kind of fake doubles. Maybe we'll try to do powers. We'll do like a power plus full. Put some tape on. I think that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to do a power plus a full. So if I can do that with 140, the power at 140, that'd be really good. So power clean plus clean. I should just go to 100. I want to go to 110, just take a bigger jump, but need to be smart. look like a bodybuilder. Alright. 125 now. Not too bad. 140 would be really good to get today. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility though. I might just do a full rep. But let's see. Oh. So we got 140 on the bar now. So we're gonna try do a power plus a full. See how it feels. All right. Pull my knee sleeves up a little bit, then do 140 would be really good to do for much more power. But you have to be fast and aggressive. pull that from the live stream. That sucks. Darn tootin'. Oh, that sucks. But I mean, I did it, so I guess that's good. Oh. At least I do a single at 150. Oh, that stinks. I didn't hit my normal camera for the 140, but it's alright. It's alright. At least one clean, maybe two. Oh, really hard. Second rep. First rep felt pretty good. Second rep felt really hard. Just a little forward. Alright. Stay there, camera. Now we're going to look at that lift since I actually recorded. To actually make sure I didn't. I'm like 98% sure. Uh-oh. Oh, camera's bugging out. Oh. Hey, Mr. Camera. Stop griefing me. No more grief. Yep. Well, I definitely didn't record the 140, but look at the 150. Look how much I died on those. Let's see. First one felt pretty good. My left knee went like valgus in a little bit, which felt weird. I'm sure it was very slight, but I don't normally get any knee valgus on any lift really. So that was definitely felt odd, but I didn't notice it on the second rep, but I was just kind of fighting for my life on that second one. I had a double bounce. Yeah, second was definitely forward, but I mean that's what fatigue's gonna do, and you know, hitting that for a double is really good. It's more than I didn't necessarily like I anticipated I'd be able to do, but it's definitely more than I thought would be achievable. Like I definitely knew I could do it for one, but it's getting up there close to my best double. I feel like I've doubled 155 before, not any time recently, but I've doubled more than 150 before in the clean. So it's good to get back up to there. It's kind of like yesterday I doubled 115 in snatch. Like I've done more in a double in the snatch, but to do that and for how it feels is definitely good for, you know, just how things are moving in general. I can take the thumb tape off. I don't need that for doing rack jerks. So that's going to be the next thing is jerks from the rack. I would like to do a double at 140. Re-racking it is difficult, and I get with the fan right here, I always just feel dust in my eyes. It's pretty obnoxious, but the fan air does feel pretty good. But so far, really happy with the session. Everything's moving better than I anticipated. I don't know, just have to hopefully keep the momentum going now. Part of me thinks, so I've done 2 exercises, and usually I like to do too many, and ends up being a detriment for the next day of training. So what I think will probably honestly be the best thing is to delay the jerks until tomorrow and do front squats today. But I don't know, I'll get all the weight stripped off and set up for either front squats or jerks. The setup will be the same as far as getting the bar in the rack, and then kind of make my decision then. But productive, you know, power snatches, productive cleans. The cleans will obviously be the, you know, very fatiguing, so may not have, like it may be the fact that I might do some jerks and they don't feel good, but I guess I'll kind of warm up for jerks. If I notice that they aren't feeling that great, then I will push them till tomorrow and do just front squats today, and then save jerks and RDLs, and have tomorrow be, maybe do some snatches, but have tomorrow be a focus on doing work specifically for the split jerk and like RDLs and stuff. And that's kind of have to play that by feel, because I don't feel too bad now, but the fatigue is definitely going to start to set in. So I'm trying to anticipate that better in sessions and try to do less training necessarily. Like not less as far as volume, but just less exercises to focus on the quality of them, and maybe do like how, you know, cleans instead of like, oh, I'm going to just do singles on clean because I know I'm going to do other stuff, to kind of go harder on that movement and then see if there's still energy left to do other stuff, kind of maintain that, because I'm pretty good. I'll do, you know, 5-6 exercises in a session, but then they kind of set you up for failure in the next day session to not have anything, or just be too fatigued to do much of anything in the next session. So better to do less with a little bit more weight and higher quality than to push a little bit harder. But we'll at least warm up for jerks. some today. See how the double, if I even want to do doubles or whatever, but it's not going to hurt. Kind of like snatching, like you can kind of do work in the jerk, in the split jerk more frequently. Cleans are probably the biggest one to kind of pay attention to how frequent you do them and how heavy and stuff, because of the fatigue that they build. Especially with the relative weights that I do to my front squat. They're quite a high percentage. But we'll go to 70. Just 70 for 2, 100 for 2. And I'll honestly probably do 125 for 2, and then I'll really be able to know like if I have it or not to go up. Definitely getting tired from that. I have a little bit of a headache too from the cleans. Just keep going. That's bad. We'll do 125 and then throw the belt on for it. Not too bad. Little scooter below the fan. Traveling money monkey. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this is 125. I'm gonna try to do a double here, have to make sure I'm using my legs. What little of them there are. Still gonna go up, I just didn't want to re-rack it a second time. Definitely do 140 for at least one, and if it feels good, then we'll do the double there. Thank you guys. But so this is 140 now, so 308. We're trying to do it for double. You know, may miss the first rep and then nothing goes, but chances are I'll do the first one and then you know, kind of like as I'm holding it, decide whether to re-rack it or not. I mean, if it feels super easy, I might do more, but I'm not anticipating that. But I think I'm gonna push the front squats and the RDLs till tomorrow, because I'm definitely getting tired, and I know that I'm not gonna have that gusto to hit them super hard. But wings or ribs, I don't know, they both sound fun. All right. So just have to make sure I'm staying vertical, using my legs, pushing it behind me. Just have the confidence, because I can do it. Easily can do it. All right. really good. Really hard. Oh. We'll see what that looked like. It's definitely difficult. Let's see. A little forward on the first one, but felt good to be able to re-rack it. Second one was definitely a fight. Not too bad, but you know, part of me wants to go up to 150, but I know that's not a good idea based on how difficult that felt. And for really both lifts, it gives me the spam comments, but you know, part of me wants to go to 150, but I know that's not a good idea because I don't think I'll do well with that. But I am kind of motivated to do front squats now with how that felt. So just like how I treated jerks, I'm gonna at least warm up for front squats. Oh, some big bug got caught up in that thing. When there's a big buzz, I don't know if you can hear it on the stream, but the light that I have by the door, it's, where am I pointing? The opposite direction, so it's on this side, so you can't really see it, but sometimes a big bug gets in there, so you just hear a lot of frying of it. But it does help tremendously with the mosquitoes and stuff, so that's why I'm able to have that door open. Sometimes the bugs still get pretty bad, but it definitely helps a ton. So a lot of them just go directly to that before they come in and eat me alive. Another reason why it's good to wear pants out here. Hey man, I just finished doing the third exercise, so I might be going on to exercise number 4. Did some power snatching, some cleans, and some rack jerks. So did all 3. Kind of just want to do some front squats, which anytime I want to do front squats, I kind of need to do them because I don't always, or rarely have the desire to want to do them. But with how well they went last time, I kind of want to hit them today because I'm kind of like, everything's going really well in this session so far. So I kind of want to just continue the momentum. But I think what we're gonna do is just do singles to like 160, and then kind of assess if I can go up to 170 and try that for a double again, and just kind of play it by feel. Kind of similar with jerks, honestly. Like part of me was like, I'll just push them off till tomorrow, but okay, I'll just warm up for them, see how they went, and I hit the exact goal that I wanted, which 140 for a double. Really, at any point, especially re-racking it, is always a good day with that. And part of me, like before I did it, I was like, I'm gonna just do 145. I was like, nah. But I knew that I'd probably do the first one and then not get the second one, because the really difficult thing is the re-rack right now. As I get better at that, then I'll start to be able to do clean plus jerk, 1 plus 2s, and stuff like that. But honestly, just doing a single and re-racking, it's a lot of fatigue anyway. And I do, one of the things eventually is I do have blocks to do jerks from, and the older blocks that I have that are kind of broken, I can still stack on them. They're just broken for like high block snatches and stuff. They're out on the back porch, so I will want to eventually clean the back porch, since my roommates they have moved out, so I have a lot of space now. Potentially clean the back porch and get those blocks cleaned off, and then bring those back out here, and then potentially organize them out here so I can have them stored out here and potentially use them more. They're just a pain to set up. They're heavy, but like they're just kind of cumbersome to move. They're not really that difficult to move. They're just large, and you gotta move them back and all that stuff. But they'll be good to do, especially save myself in the re-racks, and just to give myself the opportunity to do a lot more volume from the blocks for jerks. I think that'll just be good for me in general. So I definitely want to get on top of that. It's something I have been meaning to do for a while, and it's just laziness, honestly. But we're gonna get that bar back up there and we're gonna do some front squats and see how those feel. So minimum goal of 160, I suppose, for a single, and then maybe 170 for a double like I missed earlier. We'll see. I get a little bit tired. So I definitely think the pools I'm gonna definitely put off till tomorrow. So I know I'm about done as far as energy goes. So I don't want to do pools on top of everything. It'll give me something nice tomorrow to be able to push. Especially RDLs will be easy to push even if I'm sore. They feel super great, but no matter how I feel, I'll be able to get to 160. So that was 70 kilos and it's 110. So just singles till I get to 170, then maybe a double. Be patient with these. I have the strength to do whatever weight, I just have to be patient with the technique. Not feeling fantastic, but we're gonna skip 60 and go to 170. In a perfect world, it feels easy, and I try to do it for 2, but if it feels heavy, then we just do it for 1. And honestly, anything if I do front squats, you know, consistently getting up to 170 will be good to do, just to build that tolerance to the heavier weights. It's not so much building strength in my legs or anything, just kind of building the front rack stability. Not for front squats. You don't need spots for front squats. Or really for back squats if you're not dumb. But for front squat, if I fail, it just goes forward. I don't know anyone that's ever used a spot for a front squat. It's actually probably unsafe to do it for perhaps someone like trying to help you on a front squat. Alright. So this might feel really heavy, so I'll do it for 1. I might just straight up fail it, which is another possibility. But if I can move the first one really well, I would like to try it for a double. So we will see. Be a lot of chalk. Problem I had earlier in the week is my front rack started to fail and started to slip, so we got to get a lot of chalk on my shirt, especially because I'm doing them, you know, at the end of a session, so I'm already sweaty, so there's already going to be a propensity to slip. So much chalk. Ow, hurt my soul. Well, somehow both of those felt as difficult as each other. It's where I struggle with RP, or rate of perceived exertion, because both of those reps are RP 10, but I did 2 reps, so clearly the first one was not. But they felt so hard. But positive, where it was slipping down the right side. Earlier this week, I didn't have any slipping down on either side, so I was able to maintain my position. As far as doubles go, my best double lever is, I want to say 180 or 185, but haven't doubled a heavy front squat in a while, so that's definitely good. Legs are coming back, and it felt like I was maintaining my positions pretty decent. Certainly not going to do more sets there. That's definitely good for this session. And kind of, I talked about it way at the beginning of the live stream, but the way that I found is usually easiest for me to progress front squats is to practice reps like that and just build up to a heavy set. But then for and then for, sorry, I was looking at your comment about the spot, whatchamacallit, I lost my train of thought, but the idea is to practice, get to heavy weights with the front squat, but then to work on the leg strength and strength in general with the back squat, so I'm able to push that harder as far as doing more reps. As we saw, like, that double is really difficult, and I'm like, both of those, like, if I was like basing or like assessing like how difficult it felt, like, they honestly both felt like RP10. So like, to me, my perceived exertion is always messed up on front squats just because the position, maintaining it, is more difficult than the actual like lift itself. Because I'll look at like a weight that I'm like, that felt like I almost failed, and I look at the speed of it and it looked fine. With back squats, I have a much better perception and much easier ability to push out slower reps when needed. But it's definitely nice to get that for a double for sure. I'm not gonna do the RDLs. I definitely was feeling, not like my back in a bad way, but like I felt my back working. And so we will wait for tomorrow to do RDLs, so I have something to push. But I don't know. I'm not sure what else I want to do tomorrow, but that was certainly, to do good power snatching, good cleans, good jerks. I don't know. Maybe I just do RDLs now. I ain't got nothing better to do tonight. Make sure. Alright, I don't have my groceries. I have some late night groceries coming, so that's kind of like my hard cutoff. But they're between 9 and 11, I think. So, because I have Walmart Plus, and so the times of stuff being delivered is very wide. And I don't know. I think I have some Greek yogurt, so it's something I don't want to let sit out for very long, especially when it's this warm out. And a bunch of bread, that was the big thing. What else did I get? I know I wanted to get something that prompted me to get other things that I needed, but I can't really check it now since the live stream gets messed up if you are tabbed out. But we'll do some RDLs. The nice thing with RDLs is, even now, like, I'm tired, everything's fatigued. They're not difficult for me to do positionally. I'm very easily am able to do them, so I'm going to push them up. I know the last time I did 200 kilos for a set of 5, so the plan is to potentially just do 220 as far as kilograms, which is like, what, 45? But I don't know if I'm going to do a set of 5. I'm not really sure. We're just going to see how they feel, but just hip hinging and doing those, I think it honestly helped my quad tendon loosen up earlier in the week. I think just some hip and hamstring specific work will just be good for me to do, and just because I can do it so heavy, I think it's honestly probably good for the quad tendons as well. Flag is lit. Oh, thank you. I'm blocking the other flags though, so obviously I got the American flag, but if you can see, I move my finger, I had to move in the inverse of the camera. I have a Mount Union flag up there, and then below it is University of Arkansas, and then way in that corner is the University of Akron. So I, in high school, I took some post-secondary, so it ended up being some college classes through the University of Akron for my high school. Oh yeah, sorry Justin, I can't see, I'm blind. If I don't have glasses on, I literally can't see. I'm not playing chess, so you can't bully me. You missed all the fun lifts, so I just doubled 170 in the front squat, and I didn't die. Just about did. But now you get to see me do some RDLs. That's what I was kind of procrastinating doing. Whatchamacallit, 220 or something. I don't know. Maybe just load all the weights up. But I did everything today, and I'm dying. I waited a while to come out here because it's so hot today. I think it's still up in the mid 80s. But what time did you go out to do yard work? 'Cause you said it took a while and it was super hot today. So if it was taking you 4 hours out there, I bet you were absolutely dying from the heat. Yeah, that's where you gotta plan out the yard work more. So just massacred a family of bugs of some sort. But oh, if you're like weed whacking and stuff, you can do it whenever because it doesn't matter with the wetness of the grass. But it's hard to mow super early because the grass is super wet. Not with your lungs. It's not good to do anything that much of heat. You're just gonna make yourself feel worse. The walking and stuff is the best part, but the heat is just going to make you feel worse. It's just gonna honestly, it's probably not healthy to do for anyone to be in like 90 degrees for that long. But I mean, it'd be worse if you were like running or doing sports and stuff. But you definitely want to kind of avoid when it's this hot the main parts of the day. But the evenings are usually the best for yard work because the grass is dry still and the sun is not beating you down as much. That's all you're dealing with when it's like 90 degrees and hot. You're just gonna get burnt. Maybe that's just me and my pasty self. I bet. I'm surprised you didn't have like a hamstring cramp or something. AS, you're the second person that's asked that. Like, you can see the weights out here. Like, it'd be the worst place to do illegal stuff. I'm being so loud out here. I got the door open too. They only do illegal stuff with banging weights around and the shed door open. But yeah, just so you missed, I did some power snatches, but I did like a missed power snatch at 105, then I did clean doubles to 150. The 150 almost took me to the nether world. I doubled 140 in the jerk and doubled 170. And I'm just about to do the easiest thing, RDLs. But after getting up from my desk recently, yeah, the second clean was forward. Had to bounce around with it. The first one felt weird. My left leg like felt like it valgused in a little bit, so it just felt weird, but it wasn't like difficult to stand up. But they weren't, for a double, because I think my best double is like 153 maybe. I've done 155, but obviously I haven't done a heavy clean double like that in a very long time. If you see me live streaming, I don't have any music on, so I actually did it without music. So yeah, if I had Super Saiyan on, I probably could have done 160 for a double. The no music for cleans is definitely not optimal. For snatching, it actually helps because you just focus on the lift more. But yeah, when you're trying to like for the front squat or for the cleans, it is. But yeah, it'd be if I was at the physical gym and like people were watching. It's definitely like. Easier when you're like have that peer pressure, but like out here, like if I Clark a lift, like only the rabbit out back is gonna judge me, and that guy's afraid of me without any weights. Why do I have an American flag and not a Confederate flag? Why do you ask dumb questions? But yeah, the Super Saiyan, the 300 for 2. I think that's the next deadlift goal, to do 300 kilos for 2 reps. But I think when I was at that other gym and I did the 300, I feel like I might have been able to think about trying it for a double, but 300 is too heavy. It's one of those things that now that I can do it, I don't really care about doing more. So I just like doing 300. RDL time though. Trying to work on my weakness, my hamstrings. But Justin, the worst thing that happened today was I did 140 for a double, and I like powed the first one and did a regular clean on the second one, but I didn't hit record on my camera, so I have to find it from the live stream. It's tragic. I don't think, with how the clean felt, it probably was like IPF depth, but I definitely didn't bottom out. It felt like 1,000,000 pounds crashing on me. But the even a pow, it was definitely yeah, that was like the worst thing. I was like, oh, that's great, and I looked and I was like, the camera's not even on. But I think with the live stream, I should be able to go back and get it from it. Sometimes I forget for a couple, well, pretty rarely. It's such a habit now to record everything. But what was that, 140 and 180? 180 then 220. I had an epiphany about your guys' old room. So I'm not going to, I might take that fan out that was in your room just because it's broken. Like it's just not balanced or whatever, and it's just kind of crappy. But I think the ceiling is too low for me to do overhead stuff. And so I'm not gonna like make a training studio necessarily out there or in there. But what I'd like to do for the winter is to, take the weights in there and maybe squat and pull. Particularly, like I could definitely do, if I took the crash pads that I have out and the like small wooden block, I could set up a nice little like pulling platform that I wouldn't have to like set up a stuff for the floor with those, but some sort of setup out in there so I could do like pulls and squats, particularly because that would be like the only thing I'd want to go to Worlds for, is to do pulls and squats and presses and stuff. But if I could pull in a squat in the house, if I didn't want to go to the actual gym and I just wanted to do just strength stuff, I could do basically whatever, and probably could set up something for like seated press, something like that to do in the house if I was really desperate. But mostly for like a day if it was like a snowstorm, so I'm not driving the snow like we did last year, drifting on the highway. But I think with the space in that room, I think it should be good enough to, with all the shelves, if I haven't pushed out, to squat and to pull without the bar hitting anything. It's just the ceiling is probably too low, but that's something like once I take that fan out, then I should be able to see if I could theoretically do like an overhead press. But I should be able to do like snatch, like push press and stuff if I really wanted to. But it's such for a short time of the year that it might just be that Rogue bar. I might just take that and put it in the house and then have the Titan weights in there, so I just have like something to do barbell curls at 3 in the morning if I ever wanted to. But well, we should take the Nismo next time so we can do donuts on the middle of the highway like that BMW was doing. That would be the true thing. Yeah, but I think with the crash pads, like that's gonna protect literally anything. Like that, you know, I could do any lift if I'm throwing it on the crash pads. Even if I wanted to build like a full platform like this in the house, that would be kind of a waste of money. But like even if I did that, I'd still want to use the crash pads just because you wouldn't want to mess up the house foundation. Like out here, like I don't care as much about that, but I think the actual platform or what I built is good enough for the foundation. But all right, yeah, at least once a year we're traveling, and I think we've done it. I remember we did it at Worlds that one year, because we got to the gym and then they were like, "Oh, we're closing in 10 minutes or something because of the storm," and so we made it all the way there and had to drive back. And then last year in that that terrible storm, oh, that was horrendous because of the fact that we were committed on the highway and it was so bad that like we weren't going to be able to turn around and get off the highway then get back on. We were going one direction and then the other. That was something like I was like, well, this is a mistake, but like you can't get off the highway because we're going to get stuck. There was so much snow. But it really messed. No, last year's we had that storm last year. It was Worlds like a couple years before that. Last year, because if you remember the BMW, that's what I always remember when we were getting close to like the Worlds exit, seeing a BMW turbo around in the do whatever. All right, 180. Water trace. RDLs are too easy. I like the weird comments. They're disturbing. Alright, so 220. I actually lied, I'm gonna do 230. If I can find the white kilo plate. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. I'm blind. Oh, it's between the 10. I actually hit it. I don't know if I'll do it for fun. Well, you never know. Yeah, it definitely could be bots. I mean, I had a couple that I've had to block because they're just like, they post random just thing incinerating. Although those could just be people that are just 8-year-olds that are trying to do stuff. But I don't even know how to say her name, brother. I played baseball and basketball growing up. Played a year of baseball in college. But after that, I just lifted. So powerlifting, then weightlifting. But this will be 230 for at least 3. But they're deadlifts, so I mean RDL, so maybe we do 5. I think it's like 507 in pounds. I forget. heavy. I think my best RDL for one is 250, so that's a pretty heavy percentage. 5 or chat rides. Well, I did the touch and go until the last one. Doing a dead stop on the last one almost made me fail it. Oh, but I actually felt that a little bit in my hamstring, so maybe it'll be sore tomorrow. Thanks, Dave. Deadlifts are all I'm good at. I'm a one-trick pony. I guess a couple tricks, but they're all deadlift variation tricks. But I don't want to grief Walmart, because I'm trying to probably have some of them coming, dropping some of this stuff off. Oh, I forget what I got, just normal stuff. Nothing too exciting with that, but I think I'm going to go in and have a survey set. I didn't tell you, Justin, but I got some of your favorite cervezas, and I'm not sharing them. They're going to be all gone by the time you get here next Saturday. They're quite delicious. I haven't had one in probably like a year. They are very delicious. But my goodness. But I'm definitely not going to the gym tomorrow, Justin. I'm pretty sure I destroyed myself today. I'm gonna think about a day during the week, but I'll text you if there's a day where I'm like for sure gonna go in, and I'll know like going into work if I'm gonna actually go or not, because I'll have to bring my stuff with me. So if I bring my stuff, then almost surely gonna go. But I think later in the week I might go once, and then Saturdays are always good because I'm not dealing with traffic and whatnot. But your favorite kind, the ones you get but lime in it. Good old Corona. I just didn't get any limes, but I think they taste good without it. But they taste good no matter what. But I think I'm gonna go and have one or two of those and eat some food. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know if when I'm gonna go. Definitely later in the week. Definitely, probably not Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, or Wednesday probably. I don't think there's anything going on after school, but they're the double days of classes, so who knows. Definitely not tomorrow though. 100% not tomorrow, because I'm thrashed. But all right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.